Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another breakdown for UFC 314. I'm going to give you guys all my predictions, and we're going to talk about each matchup on this card. In the main event, we got Alexander Volkanovski, the former pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, taking on Diego Lopes. Now that Topuria has moved up to 155, so we're going to see who can reclaim that belt, right? Volkanovski can go out there and reclaim that belt, or is Diego, we're going to have a new champion, Diego Lopes. Should be a fun matchup in the main event. In the co-main event, we got a 5-round co-main event in this card. It's Paddy Pimblett taking on Michael Chandler. We're gonna find out about Paddy Pimblett. We're gonna see how legit Paddy Pimblett really is, because he's coming off a pretty nice win over Bobby Green, but Bobby Green seems kind of checked out at this point. So we'll see how Paddy Pimblett matches up against Michael Chandler. And the undercard is okay. I mean, we got Bryce Mitchell on this card taking on John Silva. We got Yair taking on Patricio Pitbull, who's coming over from Bellator. Now that Bellator has gone under. We also got Nikita Krylov. Finally, Nikita Krylov is coming back. Man, I've been waiting for this guy to come back for a long time, and he's coming back after about 2 years off. Not sure why he hasn't been competing for the 2 year off, but we're finally gonna get him back now. And he's taking on Dominic Reyes. We got Dan Ige, 50K Ige taking on Sean Woodson. Should be a good matchup there. Sean Woodson is like one of the. I'm not the biggest fan of Sean Woodson, but the guy clearly can fight, right? He's a former boxer and he used to fight at heavyweight. I mean, the guy's an absolute weight bully. So it should be a fun matchup there at 145 pounds. We got my favorite WBA fighter in the UFC right now. We're in a Jandiroba taking on Yan Xiaonan. I'm excited for that matchup, man. Women's strawweight bout there. And I think that's the second. We only have two WBA fights on this card, and that's the second one. I mean, at least that's a ranked fight, right? It's probably a title eliminator matchup for either one of them. So if we're not going to get that win over Yan Xiaonan, he's probably going to be fighting Zhang Weili next. We got Chase Hooper taking on Jay Miller. Jay Miller is almost like 42. I think he's like 43 almost at this point. But he doesn't look bad. I mean, this still doesn't look bad. He's still out there getting wins here and there. We got Darren Elkins taking on Julian Erosa. This should be a fun matchup there. I like Darren Elkins. He's always in exciting fights. We got Cedricus Dumas taking on Michael Oleksiejczuk. This is probably like winner go home for Michael Oleksiejczuk. I know he's training over there fighting nerds for this fight, so we should probably see better, maybe anti-grappling from Michael Oleksiejczuk. We got Sumudaerji taking on Mitch Raposo. Gore taking on Marco Tulio. And then we're starting the card off with Nora Cornolle taking on Haley Cowan. I mean, why are we starting the card off with this one? I'm not complaining, but come on, like we can do better than this one, this first fight, right? So make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, man. I do breakdowns for every single UFC fight. I also cover PFL, and we have been doing pretty well on the PFL card. We won money last week, and also my bets are all free in the link down below in the description. There's no paywall or anything like that. I mean, so if you guys want to see my bets, they're all free. You guys can always check those out if you guys want. And also, I want to thank all the members on the channel. You guys, because you guys support, I can keep doing this every week. And now let's get right into, guys. First fight of the night is going to be Nora Cornolle taking on Haley Cowan. So Haley can do everything pretty well, man. She can wrestle, she can strike, she's shown decent cardio. Her striking defense is really not that great though. But after watching her last fight against Jamie Lynn Hurt, I honestly think she could have won that fight, man, if it wasn't for her landing that crazy elbow on Haley Cowan, which kind of cut her open, which showed visible damage on Haley's face. But I think she did more, like overall, like who was out there? She was out there pressuring Haley Cowan. I mean, I'm messing up the names now. Jamie Lynn Hart. Yes, he was actually out there pressuring Jamie Lynn Hart, taking her down, mixing in takedowns for pressure, landing strikes on, landing nice body kicks. So like, my only issue with the my only issue with Haley Cowan is that we haven't seen her in like almost 2 years now, and he's coming off some injuries, right? He's supposed to compete twice last year in 2024, but both he ended up not competing because of some injuries. But yeah, same like on the other hand, I mean Nora Cornolle, I'm not really too high on Nora Cornolle. So you can do, she does carry some power for WMA, has shown it in her second UFC fight where she finished Melissa Mullins. Now Melissa Mullins is kind of a liability on the feet. Her striking really isn't that sharp. So he wants to get the fight to the mat, and so you couldn't really get the fight to the mat in that one. Now Mullins did miss weight for that fight, so I'm not really sure how prepared Mullins was for that fight against Nora Cornolle. This fight, I think, is gonna go the distance. I think they're both really tough, so you can probably parlay the fight goes the distance in this one. And like my only concern with Haley Cowan is obviously the layoff, the injuries. And but I'm still gonna go Haley Cowan. I think she's not a bad underdog. I mean, I think she's been working hard in the time off. So I'm gonna take the underdog shot here, guys, on Haley Cowan. I think she can win this one. Now Nora Cornolle, like her striking really isn't that sharp. She does have more power, and she's definitely probably shown better durability overall. But I've seen Haley Cowan mixing takedowns over Jamie Hurd, who's actually not a bad wrestler, and she can strike. She's actually really big for the weight class. I'm gonna take Haley Cowan underdoggy on this one. Haley Cowan is plus 165. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Haley Cowan on this one. They actually opened up at minus 151. The bookmakers, I mean, bet online. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Haley Cowan, man. I think she can win this one. I think it's a lot closer than the odds makers have it right now. See, they have her at plus 165. I'm gonna go with Haley Cowan. I think I like what I've seen from her tape. Obviously, she hasn't really fought in 2 years, so there's definitely some red flags on Haley Cowan's side. But I'm still gonna pick Haley Cowan in this spot here. All right, guys. Next fight on the card is going to be Gore taking on Marco Tulio. Should be a good matchup there, man. I'm here. I mean, Gore finally he's fighting more than like once a year, or like once every couple of years. This is gonna be a second fight this year, I believe. Gore, he's training out of MMA Lab for this fight. On the other hand, Tulio training out of Chute Box Diego Lima. Gore is a good athlete, has shown knockout power along with some wrestling in the UFC, and he's finished both of his UFC wins via submission, right? Well, I think both of them by guillotine submission. So he does have a nasty guillotine if you shoot a reckless takedown on him. His record obviously is 5-2. Doesn't look that pretty, but he's been fighting. He's been fighting in the UFC. He's fighting on the Tough. He fought Brian Battle on Tough, and then in the UFC. However, he's coming off some injuries. Too also like Haley Cowan, which is a concern. I think he had 2 fights scheduled in. He was supposed to fight Bo Nickel, I think last year. Then he had a torn wrist ligament, which forced him to withdraw from that fight against Bo Nickel. Then he was scheduled to fight what's his name? AJ Dobson. Yeah, he was supposed to take on AJ Dobson after that Bo Nickel fight cancellation. And then he had a shoulder injury for that one, so he withdrew from that fight. So he's coming off some injuries, and he didn't look terrible against the guy Tricoli, right? He fought Tricoli, but Tricoli's should have never got to the UFC level. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know why the UFC signed Tricoli. He's one of these guys that tested positive on Contender Series after winning by finish. He tested positive for steroids, and they still signed him. So as for Marco Tulio, obviously we know this guy's training at Chute Box Diego Lima. He's dating Norma Demon, if you guys didn't know, by the way. So that gives him probably extra points for bagging Norma Demon. Let's be honest. But let's talk about Marco Tulio, man. So Marco Tulio, we've seen him on Contender Series twice. The first time we've seen him, I seen him the first time. I didn't really know much about Marco Tulio before that. So I watched, he fought Yusri Bulgari, right, who's a former Glory kickboxer, and trains out of Teixeira MMA along with Alex Pereira and Glover Teixeira. And he beat Yusri Bulgari pretty much every round, right? He was able to clinch him, take him down, kind of outpoint Yusri Bulgari. It really wasn't the most exciting fight. I mean, I think that's why Dana White didn't sign him then, because it wasn't that exciting, but he did go out there and dominate him. You know what I don't understand about Dana White though? Like it's kind of ironic, right? Like he won't sign people when they go out there and dominate, but he'll sign people like Jose Medina, who's an absolute can. Like it just doesn't make sense, right? Dana White, I mean, you just you gotta. I guess it depends on what kind of mood Dana White's in. Yeah, Tulio can do everything pretty well. He's a dangerous striker with really good clinch work, and he can wrestle. He can grapple really well, and he's definitely got the cleaner kickboxing from range. He throws more kicks, spinning attacks, and he's shown good cardio, even if he's not finishing people early. But normally, he is out there finishing people early, which is good, right? Now, I don't see this fight going to the scorecards at all. My pick is gonna be Marco Tulio by TKO, but I would be careful, man, because Trajan Gore is dangerous. He's a good athlete. He's dangerous. So I think the under 1.5 rounds is pretty live here. And I think under 2.5 rounds is a good parlay piece. And I like Marco Tulio. Money line is kind of wide. I mean, at this point, Tulio coming in at minus 350. But I like Tulio here. I think he can do everything really well. And I don't think he's shinny by any means. But you still got to be careful, man, because Trajan Gore can crack. All right, guys. Next fight on the card is going to be Sumudaerji taking on Mitchell Raposo. Now, Mitchell Raposo, man. Oh, man. Here we go. So, where is it? Okay, let me see if I can. My notes for this one. Yeah, I think maybe I deleted my notes for this one, but we'll talk about this fight, man. Sumudaerji, he's been in UFC for a couple years now, and he's been in top 15, I believe. But he normally historically struggled against people that can take him down or wrestle him out, grapple him. That's been his kryptonite in the UFC so far. He took some time off before that Charles Johnson fight, which was his last fight. And he took some time off. Definitely showed better defensive wrestling skills in that one, but still was getting taken on. Almost got finished in the second round by Charles Johnson, which is no shame, right? Charles Johnson is a good fighter at flyweight, 100, 125 pounds. He's dangerous. He's showing knockout power, so no shame in that at all. Sumudaerji, he's a good kickboxer mostly. Doesn't he does have power? I mean, but like not the best finishing instincts from Sumudaerji. He's definitely got the more experience in UFC right now, like in this matchup. Now, Mitchell Raposo, we've seen him on Contender Series against Jake Hadley a couple of years ago, and what happened in that fight was he won the first round right against Jake Hadley. He was outboxing Jake Hadley, landing the better strikes against Jake Hadley. Then second on him, and he shot a takedown on Jake Hadley. I think he lost position on Jake Hadley. Then Jake Hadley took his back and found that rear naked choke on Mitchell Raposo. Then we seen him come back. I think he took that Andre Lima fight on short notice, which was his last matchup. No, he got kind of he got done dirty in that one for sure. Cause like Andre Lima missed weight. I think he came in at like 130 pounds or something like that, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken. And also like Andre Lima was poking him in the eye. I mean, like grabbing the fence when he was getting taken down. So, like it was really bad. I mean, it was I feel bad for Mitchell Raposo because like he was definitely outmatched in the kickboxing in that matchup. Um, I feel like he's gonna go out there and like do better this time, man. He's taking this fight on full camp. It's not short notice for him anymore, like the Andre Lima fight. And I do think we're gonna see more better skills from Mitchell Raposo. He can wrestle. He did take down Andre Lima in the second round. He had some success taking him down, right? But I hope he takes. I hope he grapples more in this one because he's gonna need to. Because Sumudaerji is gonna be the much better kickboxer. He's gonna be able to land leg kicks, and Raposo hasn't shown that he can check leg kicks at all. Um, man, I want to take Mitchell Raposo. So I think he's definitely a lot better than we've seen so far in the UFC. And he's had a full camp for this one. He said he's feeling good. He's feeling healthy for this one. Let's see what the odds are. Sumudaerji minus 240. Man, I'm gonna go with man, I have a tough time picking Sumudaerji at minus fucking 250, whatever the line is. It's tough, man. Like, I don't trust him at minus 240 ever. But I do think he's the better like striker overall. Like I do think he's the more skilled kickboxer. than Raposo. Like this is a spot for Raposo to go out there and prove it. And I don't know if like I don't think Raposo has shown a lot of submission ability in this fight. Man, he's gonna be much smaller than Sumudaerji. Sumudaerji obviously can get taken on, but he's definitely got the reach here. I'm gonna have to go Sumudaerji on the scorecard. I hope Raposo can win this one. Next fight on the card, we got Dumas taking on Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. This should be a good matchup, man. I'm excited for this matchup. Let's talk about this matchup. Where's my notes here? Okay. Okay, there we go. I think I mixed them up. I don't have them lined properly right now. So we know Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is a former light heavyweight who's moved down to 185 pounds. He's mostly a boxer with a lot of knockout power. His kryptonite, like Sumudaerji, has been people that can out-grapple him, submit him, and that have a good jiu-jitsu rate, like Holland, like Kaya Berholio, guys like Michel Pereira. I picked his last 4 fights correctly. Even the submission methods for Holland, we picked Holland by submission. We cashed on that submission at like plus 225. We cashed on Michel Pereira by submission. I think that was like plus 600. We cashed on Kaya Berholio by submission. I picked the second on submission for Kaya Berholio. I think that was his first finish in the UFC, by the way. So I've known about Mikhail Oleksiejczuk not being able to grapple at all, but the guy has a lot of power, man. We've seen him drop Kevin Holland in the first round. So the guy can definitely crack, and he's definitely tough, man. So like he's not an easy fight for anyone if you don't have a good jiu-jitsu. Now he's been training out of Fighting Nerds for this fight, over there with Kaya Berholio, John Silva, and that coach over there. So they're probably gonna have a really good game plan for him here. Dumas, on the other hand, he's definitely more well-rounded. He can wrestle, he can strike, but hasn't really shown a lot of knockout power in the UFC yet. Um, he has some jiu-jitsu. We've seen him go out there in contender series, Samira Penias, who's fighting in Octagon right now. We're probably gonna see Penias back in the UFC at some point. He's 10-1, so that win's definitely aging well for Sirikus Dumas. But like I'm just with Dumas, man, like I'm just not sure like how serious is this guy taking his fighting career. Cause like he's out there gang banging. I heard he got arrested couple of months ago for doing dumb shit. I don't know, like I'm not really sure what the backstory is, but like Dumas, man, like you never know with Dumas, man. Like he's just not the best finisher. I mean, so like if he doesn't finish Mikhail Oleksiejczuk by submission, he's probably not gonna knock him out because I don't think he really like puts a lot of power behind his shots, like to really exchange in the pocket. I know Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's gonna be out there fucking swinging in the pocket, throwing down. So him not like Dumas not finishing Dennis Chalulin, like just laying on Dennis Chalulin for 3 rounds is terrible luck, man. Not finishing Cody Brandes was fought Eki was just missing in that fight. He kept pulling guillotines over and over. And I actually bet on Cody Brandes in that one. That was just made me sick to my stomach, honestly. And that I actually bet on Dumas over Ajaitar in Abu Dhabi. Man, I was not impressed. I was like, holy shit, he's gonna lose to the fraud, potato brother fraud, Ajaitar. Like that was so close. It was like 1-1 heading into the third round. He barely won the third round, like in the last minute. Like I'm just not impressed by Dumas, man. He's only like still like 29, I think, so he's still got a lot of time, I guess. But I'm gonna go with Mikhail, man. He's been training over there with Kaya Berholio and the Fighting Nerds team. Hopefully he's been working on that anti-grappling because he's gonna need to. Maybe Dumas can take his back and I'll grapple him, but I feel like Mikhail is definitely the more dangerous fighter here. So I'm gonna go Mikhail by KO TKO. If he loses this fight, he's probably getting cut from the UFC. So this is like win or go home for Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. And I think this is not a bad matchup for Mikhail. I think the UFC is like giving I think they're probably like done with Dumas at this point because he's been letting the matchmakers down because they give him easy matchups over like they gave him easy matchups with Cody Brandes, easy matchup with Dennis Chalulin. Like they've been feeding this guy and he can't go out there and like get an impressive win over anyone. Like other than like what's that guy's Ruziboyev, right? Ruziboyev, I mean, no shame. He got kind of done dirty in that Ruziboyev fight. Ruziboyev poked him in the eye, so it is what it is there. I mean, he got knocked out after the referee just didn't give him a break there. But like, I'm gonna go with Mikkel by KO here. I think he's definitely got the much more power, better boxer. Maybe Dumas can land those deep kicks from range and keep him at range. He's probably gonna have success if he can fight that type of fight. But I'm just not impressed by Dumas. Give me Mikkel by KO TKO, probably in the first round. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's see what the odds are. I mean, first of all, the odds are Mikkel by -205, Mikkel Dumas plus 175. Give me Mikkel by KO. Alright, guys, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, man. I'm really trying to get to I think we're like 50 subscribers away from hitting 3,100 subscribers. So make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed yet. I would appreciate it. And also like the video. Help your boy out with the YouTube algorithm, man. That's all I ask. I mean, I give you guys free bets. We've been making money. Like, so that's all I ask. Hit the like button and subscribe. And now we got Darren Elkins at 145 pounds in this matchup, taking on Julian Erosa, Juicy J. Julian Erosa should be a good matchup here. Darren Elkins, we took him over not Jesus Pinedo, Daniel Pinedo. I think I called him Jesus Pinedo because Jesus Pinedo just cashed for us in PFO last week over Borix. I'm so happy Pinedo came back and won by KO in the first round. But let's get back to this fight, man. So let me see, where's my notes? So there we go. So this is going to be a fun matchup, man. Elkins is as tough as they come. He's one of these guys who can weaponize their forward pressure, cardio, and that's what he brings. Right, he can bring some wrestling, some grappling, and some cardio, some durability. He's definitely tough to put away if you don't submit him, which is really tough, right? He doesn't really get finished all that much. Now, Erosa is going to be the much more skilled fighter here. He's definitely got the cleaner striking, better kickboxing from range. But Erosa's kryptonite historically has been his chin, right? Like, he's definitely, like, been chinny throughout his career. He gets dropped a lot. He gets hurt a lot out there. But, like, he's a good finisher also, man. Erosa's a good finisher. He's finished 5 of his last 8 UFC wins, most of them by submission. We saw in Elkins' last fight. I mean, he kept going. Like, he kept crashing the pocket over Pineda and putting himself in dangerous submission attempts. Like, if Erosa has those same submission attempts over Elkins, I think can finish him. I think he can put him to sleep, honestly. Now, like, the reason like I wouldn't bet on Erosa here probably is because Elkins he's not gonna tap out, man. So like, you better have that guillotine locked in and put him to sleep. Because if you don't, this guy's gonna be he's like a zombie out there who'll like keep marching you down. But like, I'm gonna go with Erosa here. The pick's gotta be Erosa because I don't think Elkins has the striking to knock him out like these other guys like Padilla. I'd actually bet in Padilla over Erosa. I think I had a parlay, crazy parlay plus 1100. It was Charles. I think it was no, it was the guy that fought Charles Johnson. I mean Durden, yeah, Cody Durden by decision. It was a Padilla by KO TKO. So that was nice. That was underdog parlay we cashed on then. But like, what worries me about this fight is obviously like the only guy to ever submit Elkins has been Charles all over Dude Bronx, who's actually a lead. And I don't think Erosa has that level of grappling like Charles Oliver Ray. But like, the way Elkins kept putting himself in those submission attempts, he's probably gonna do the same thing here. And I think Erosa can hurt him on the feet, maybe even like outstrike him if he has to, because I don't think Elkins is gonna be able to match the speed from Erosa. Now, if it just turns into a brawl, man, like, I think Elkins can probably win a brawl if this turns into a brawl, because I do think Elkins has a better chin overall than Erosa. But I'm still gonna go with the Erosa here, because other than him getting chinned here, I think he's probably better everywhere, honestly. So but like Elkins, we know Elkins can eat shots for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So Erosa better be ready for 50 minutes if you can't put him away early. But I'm gonna go with Erosa by submission in the first round, or like maybe like a second round or something like that. So give me Erosa to win. Erosa minus 365. I mean, that line is fucking crazy, but he should win this one, honestly. This is actually one of the better matches that the UFC has given him um, this year. I mean, in the last couple of years. All right, guys, let's move on. Jim Miller taking on Chase Hooper. Now, this is a good matchup, man. Chase Hooper, obviously, we all love Chase Hooper. I like Chase Hooper. Let me see if I can bring up my notes here. So yeah, we all know who the UFC wants to win here. Jim Miller has been in the UFC since UFC 100. And he's at 41 years old, but Miller can still give you a hard time, man, if you're not ready, if you're not prepared for this fight for Jim Miller. I mean, now we've seen Jim Miller go out there and guillotine Damon Jackson, who retired right after that fight. We also seen Jim Miller go out there and knock out Nicholas Mota. I think that was maybe his UFC debut or something like that. He knocked out Nicholas Mota in his debut. We also seen him knock out the other guy that I can't even remember what his name was anymore. But yeah, Jim Miller, even at 41 years old, the guy still can crack. He's got power. He's got nasty submission skills, guillotines, and whatnot, right? You can still, I mean, the power is the last thing to leave. So, like, you better be careful. You can't just write off Jim Miller because he's 41 years old. The guy has a lot of experience in UFC. But obviously, Hooper is a prospect here, right? Since he's moved up to 155 pounds, he looked tremendous at 155 pounds. He's getting better each fight we see him in, and we're seeing improvements in his striking. We know his cardio is good. He can grapple. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, and he can go for takedowns. I mean, I like his takedown entries. He'll set up the takedowns by striking, giving you different looks on the feet. I think Hooper's going to win this one. Obviously, I mean, no shocker here. I'm not picking Jim Miller over Hooper. But Hooper's got to be careful. But I do think Hooper's going to win this one, probably by... does he submit Jim Miller? I mean, I'm just not sure. Like, Jim Miller is extremely tough, man. Maybe Hooper can submit him. I'm going to go Chase Hooper by... I'll go Chase Hooper by submission or decision. I'm gonna take Chase Hooper by decision. I think Jim Miller, even at 41 years old, is really fucking tough. Give me Hooper on the scorecards. Hooper right now minus 700. I mean, he should be minus 700. I mean, it's getting kind of crazy at this point. But like Hooper should win this one, man. Come on, like he's not gonna lose to Jim Miller at this point. Next fight on the card is going to be Yan Xiaonan taking on Werner Jandiroba. Here we go, man. My favorite fighter in WMA right now in DFC. I'm a big fan of Jandiroba, man. Huge fan. We cashed on her by submission in the second and over Lemos. Lemos is not bad, man. Lemos is honestly not bad. So this is a typical striker versus grappler matchup here. If Yan Xiaonan can keep the standings, he's probably gonna run away with this fight, even like for a KO, TKO. But if Werner can get her grappling going, she's likely gonna be able to find a submission or control Yan Xiaonan enough to win this fight on the scorecards. Now, like once Werner gets her grappling going, her control is really good. She's almost like Pat Sabatini with her control on the ground. And she sticks to people like glue and has that suffocating pressure from top position. And if she can get her takedowns, she's going to be, I think, if she can't get her takedowns, she's going to be in big trouble because Yan Xiaonan has crazy power for 15 pounds, I mean, strawweight. And she's definitely one of the better strikers at this weight class. But like something tells me that Werner is going to be able to, she's going to be shooting takedowns. I do think Werner, like every fight we see Werner in, Werner knows what she's good at and does grappling. Her striking is freaking terrible. Like her striking is not good at all. So if she can't get her takedowns going, like you might as well like I don't think I'm gonna bet this fight, honestly. Like I don't want to bet this fight. Maybe submission for Jandiroba. But like I don't know if I want to bet this because like if she starts getting a wrestling going, she's gonna win. Like Yan Xiaonan has shown like some improvements in her grappling in the last couple of years. She was taking on Zhang Weili. I mean, not bad race. She was taking on Zhang Weili, knocked down Zhang Weili a couple of times. So like, but Werner Jandiroba has shown good durability in the UFC, and she's never been finished, never been knocked out. I'm gonna take Jandiroba by submission, maybe decision. But this is definitely not an easy fight to make a prediction on for me. But I'm gonna go with Jandiroba. But like I'm still, you know what's crazy, man? Like I had Jang Lee by submission over Yan Shannon, and they should have cashed, man. That should have definitely cashed. The only reason it didn't cash was because Jason Herzog fucked us over on that bet. Because Yan Shannon was clearly out of way at the buzzer, so he got choked out in the first round, and she was out. They gave her smelling salts to get her back up. But yeah, the problem with Yan Shannon is once he gets taken down, he kind of gives up her back and he makes a lot of mistakes. He kind of like panics once he gets taken down. So I think Jandiroba is going to be able to get takedowns. So he can't control Yan Shannon. So he's going to be in big fucking trouble. But give me Jandiroba by submission. Minus 143 for Jandiroba. Yeah, I'm going to go Jandiroba by submission. Next fight on the card, we got Dan 50K Ige taking on Sean Woodson, man. This is going to be a really good matchup. I'm pumped for this one, honestly. I am really pumped for this one. So we'll see if Sean Woodson can get over Dan Ige and get into the top 15. Because top 15, there's some killers at top 15 right now. Where's my notes for this one? Let me see if I can find my notes here. My notes are all over the place. Okay, there we go. I found it. So we all know Dan Ige, man. Dan Ige has been a staple in the top 15 for at 145 pounds for a long time, right? Ige is a great test for these guys that are outside the top 15. Ige's got good boxing with knockout power. He's very durable. Never been finished in 27 fights at this point. Like it's been 27 fights, never been finished in. Insane, right? Insane durability. I've only seen him knocked down once by Josh Emmett, and he got right back up there in that fight, in that matchup. I mean, now, the way people beat Dan Ige, you gotta outgrapple him, you gotta mix in takedowns, you gotta outpoint Dan Ige, right? That's the way you gotta beat him. Because if you just stand in front of him and you box with Dan Ige, you're gonna be in big freaking trouble, man. You're gonna be big trouble if you just box with Dan Ige. If you use your range, your reach advantage, you're probably gonna be able to outpoint Dan Ige. Even then, you gotta be careful because Dan Ige, we've seen recently, you can also get takedowns on people, but I think it's gonna be tough getting takedowns on Sean Woodson because Sean Woodson is like 6'2", 6'1" at 145 pounds. He's probably the tallest fighter, 145 pounds right now, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Sean Woodson, on the other hand, man, like he used to box he used to box before his MMA career, and he used to fight at heavyweight. I mean, which is insane. If you guys ever seen a picture of Sean Woodson, this guy looks like an alien. Look at this dude. Look at this fucking dude. Tell me he doesn't look like an alien. But yeah, let's talk about Sean Woodson. What he's good at. I mean, because he's got skills, man. He's definitely got skills. Sean Woodson's mostly a boxer. He's got that Philly shell that he uses to stay safe from the strikes of his opponents. He uses his reach and height really well, and he's got really good takedown defense in UFC. I think his takedown defense is like sitting at 84%. So like people have a hard time taking him down because he's really long and rangy, and he can use the fence to like stay upright. And now on the other hand, like obviously Woodson's gonna be able to throw more volume. Dan Ige, on the other hand, he's definitely going to be able to land the much better shots with more power. But, like, we know Dan Ige, he's tough. So, like, Sean Woodson, he better be prepared for all 15 minutes. Now, Sean Woodson, he showed power in the last fight against Padilla. I actually bet Padilla finish only. I got that, like, minus 115, I think. And I just didn't see a world where Sean Woodson was going to finish Padilla. Now, damn, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong on that one. This one's tough, man, cause like Dan Ige, I'll pick Dan Ige before. I think I did pick Murphy over him. I picked him over Bryce Mitchell, and he should have won that Bryce Mitchell fight. I think he did more damage over Bryce Mitchell, but he still was getting taken on in that matchup. This is a tough one, man. But I'm gonna lean towards Sean Woodson here, but like I honestly hope he gets knocked out. I don't like Sean Woodson, but I'm gonna put my bias aside. I'm gonna go with Sean Woodson as a pick here because I do think Dan Ike's gonna have to close that distance. And if he has a hard time closing distance, Sean Woodson's probably gonna pepper him with jabs and like those right counter or left hook counters. But like he is a hitter boulder, right? He's absorbing almost 4.2 strikes per minute. So like just because he's tall and rangy doesn't mean he's not getting touched, right? He is getting landed on. But I'll be feeling Sean Woodson's gonna be able to outpoint Danny Ige probably like 29-28. So, but the bet that I like on Danny Ige is because I don't. I'll bet the same bet every time on Danny Ige plus 3.5 on Danny Ige. Like I think his cash is like I don't know how many fights at this point. I think the only fight that he didn't cash that in was the Mozart fight where he got 30-27 in. Other than that, I mean he's cashed plus 2.5 bet in almost every single fight. But what I will say is about Sean Woodson, man, I know he's got a I think he's got a like 13-1-1 record. But that one no contest, if you guys go and watch that fight, I actually bet on Sean Woodson there, and I was lucky they called it a no or draw. I think that maybe that was a draw. It was Saldana, Luis Saldana knocked him down like a few times in that fight, and he had him in big fucking trouble. Then he should have got that knockout, but then he soccer kicked him in the face, which was illegal because Sean Woodson was a downed opponent. So that's what happened there. I'm gonna go Sean Woodson by decision. Next fight on the card, guys, we got the main card coming up now. Is this the main card? Yeah, this is the main card now. We got Nikita Krylov. We lost the Carlos Prates fight, right? Obviously, Carlos Prates versus Jeff Neal. We lost that matchup, and now Prates is fighting Ian Gary. I mean, Ian Gary is a savage, man. I mean, say what you want about Ian Gary outside the octagon, the guy is like just willing to step up against anyone in the fight game. He doesn't care. So respect to Ian Gary for taking that Prates fight. And I think they moved that to a fight night card as a main event for 5 rounds. That should be fun, man. I'm actually looking forward to Ian Gary versus Prates. We're gonna find out how legit Prates really is. But let's get back to this fight, man. Nikita Krylov taking on Dominic Reyes. Now let me get my notes up for this one. This one should be fun, man. Nikita Krylov. This guy's been missing for 2 years. Now he's finally back after 2 years hiatus. So like, I'm happy that he's finally getting this matchup, and he's finally getting a matchup that he's gonna be able to fight in. Now I can probably say that I was there on Reyes when most people were done with Reyes after that 3-fight losing streak. I think he got knocked out like 3 times in a row or something like that, or like he was on like a 4-fight losing streak, I think, or like 3-fight losing streak. We took him over Justin Jacoby, man. Justin Jacoby, we picked him over Justin Jacoby, and I'm so happy that he won that fight. I was celebrating. I mean, I didn't even bet that fight, and I was so happy for Reyes because it's good to see Reyes come back and like, because he probably was gonna call it a career if he lost to Justin Jacoby in that matchup. So I'm happy that he's making a turnaround. And if he beats Nikita Krylov, he's probably getting that title shot. So this is probably like a title eliminator. I mean, because there really isn't a lot of people in the top 5 right now, other than Jerry Projka. Maybe they can do Jerry Projka versus Ankalaev because they haven't fought each other. Jamal Hill, I don't think he's getting a title shot anytime soon. And like who else is getting a title shot? I mean, they're probably gonna run their rematch with Pereira. They're probably gonna run their rematch right now. But who else is there in the top 5? I mean, Rocket just lost to Ankalaev. He lost to Prochazka. John Blowich lost to Olberg. Honestly, he should have won that fight. I picked John Blowich over on Olberg. It wasn't a bad pick. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he should have won that fight. Olberg's probably getting the title shot. I mean, but like, he wasn't really that impressive over John Blowich. But let's get back to this breakdown, guys. So this is a typical grappler versus striker matchup here. Reyes has more power on the feet. He's definitely got the more knockout power. He's the cleaner striker. So if you can keep it standing, his chances of winning are going to go up. But I think Krylov is going to be shooting takedowns, and like him shooting takedowns opens up his striking a lot. Now Krylov has power too, man. Don't sleep on Krylov's power. The guy can definitely rock you, then he'll shoot a takedown right behind it. Like this guy just doesn't stop. He's like a Marab. He'll strike with you, then shoot a takedown. Like he does the same thing. He's extremely tough. Like it's not easy finishing Nikita Krylov. The only guy that finished Nikita Krylov, I think, was John Blowich by submission, and it was Paul Craig by submission. I think he subbed him in the first round. Those are the only guys that finished him recently, right? Um, but yeah, Krylov, like he fought Ankalaev and he won the first round against Ankalaev. Then he barely lost that fight. I mean, I don't think he lost by that much. Honestly, he was doing really well on the feet. Then he kind of like got tired trying to like shoot takedowns at Ankalaev, trying to hold on Ankalaev because Ankalaev has a really good takedown defense. But same thing on Reyes, man. Reyes has a really good takedown defense. He's got like 82% takedown defense in the UFC, which is really solid. That's really good, man. But he hasn't really fought anyone that can grapple like Nikita Krylov. Now we haven't seen Krylov for 2 years, like I said earlier. So who knows what's been going on with Nikita Krylov? Man, this is tough, man. Because I like Reyes and I want to pick Reyes, but I think Krylov can. I think Krylev's gonna get this one done, man. I think Krylov by submission or decision, honestly, or even knockout. I'm gonna go with the Krylov here in this one. Well, the 2 year layoff definitely scares me for Krylov. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Krylov in this one. I've seen Reyes defend takedowns against Anthony Smith, but like Smith's not really a wrestler. Krylov can wrestle much better than those guys, but we haven't seen him in 2 years, so who the hell knows what's gonna happen with the Krylov? But like this is probably a dog or pass from betting standpoint. But like who I think wins more times out of 10? Probably Krylov. Krylov right now is he the underdog or is he favorite? He's minus 180. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Krylov in this one, but I think no, he's not minus 180. Is the other one? It's minus 185. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Krylov, but Ray is like if he starts defending takedowns, he's gonna get his confidence, and he can probably land some power shots on the feed. Because I do think he's a better kickboxer. He's definitely got some nasty high kicks and some nice uppercuts down the middle. But like Krylov is really tough to put away with a knockout. Next fight on the card, we got Yair Rodriguez taking on Patricio Pitbull. Now, you guys can't see Patricio Pitbull. They haven't updated his picture on UFC. I don't know why they don't like just pay me money. I'll do all this. I'll run the UFC website. They just pay me money. I mean, I'll run the UFC website for them. But this one, let me bring my notes up for this one. So, if you guys been watching, if you guys been watching me for a long time, I mean, you guys been watching Bellator for a long time. Back when Bellator used to be free on YouTube in Canada. You guys are familiar with who Patricio Pitbull is. I've been watching Pitbull and his brother compete in Bellator. And he has been a double champion in Bellator, right, at 145 pounds and 155 pounds. He was the face of Bellator for many years. He's a dangerous striker with knockout power. Has really good wrestling, grappling, and also he doesn't really grapple as much as he should because he's found that knockout power. He was putting guys out cold. So he's like, oh, why would I wrestle when I can just knock people out cold? Now we've seen him go out there like he's 1-1 with AJ McKee. McKee obviously knocked him out, knocked him down, then found that guillotine submission in the first round. And then he was able to avenge that loss over AJ McKee. He's definitely like not really in his prime anymore. He's 37, I think 30 almost at this point. How old is he? Like 37, I think. Let me see. He's like 37 now, so he's definitely not in his prime anymore. And I think we're seeing some like he's not really what he used to be, man. If you've been watching Pitbull for like maybe like 3-4 years ago, he was definitely much better, like more dangerous, had more speed on his side. But like now it's like speed really isn't there as much. He's still got the knockout power, so still dangerous obviously, and he doesn't wrestle as much as he should, right? Like I said earlier. Where's my notes? But yeah, he can grapple. So if he does grapple here over Yair Rodriguez, maybe he can have success over Yair. But Yair is going to be the much better striker, much better kickboxer with a lot of variety on the feet. He can throw those deep kicks down the middle, leg kicks, body kicks, really nice elbows on the feet. But like the way Yair can struggle is if you can put pressure on Yair. But like, I think this is gonna be similar to Josh Emmett versus Pitbull. And Pitbull's 37 now. So like, if he was 31, man, I'd be like really confident Pitbull here. But like, this is gonna be tough matchup for Pitbull. I feel like your Satan defense has been pretty bad. I mean, historically, he gets taken on. He goes for the guillotine when he tries to defend takedowns, which is not good. But like, he's got submission skills. He'll go for submissions off his back rather than like having urgency to work his way back up, which is I don't like to see, honestly. And I picked against Pitbull in his last two Bellator fights. I think I'm 1-1. I picked Sergio Pettis, who's a bantamweight at 135 pounds. And we took him there as a plus 150. Then I picked Kennedy. I think Kennedy was like minus 120 because Kennedy's like pretty terrible. I mean, he's not bad on the feet, but like doesn't have a lot of KO power. But like he was winning, like Kennedy was winning that first like couple of rounds. I think it was like I think he was up like I don't know how many rounds he was up. I think that was 5 rounds, by the way. That was actually 5 round fight. When he was up like maybe 3 rounds, he was up over Pitbull. He was like outworking Pitbull, appointing Pitbull. Then Pitbull found that knockout power, right, knocked him out in the 3rd round. So my problem with Yair is, man, like he's definitely the much more experienced fighter in the UFC. He's been in the UFC for like almost like I don't know 7-8 years at this point. He's fought some of the best guys at 145 pounds in this division. But like my problem with the Yair is like sometimes he'll go out there and like really look for the finish early, and if he doesn't get it, things can go sideways for him. He can start getting taken down. He can start getting landed on by people. I'm gonna go with Pitbull here, man. I'm gonna take the underdog shot in Pitbull. I'm gonna take Pitbull by maybe like a 3rd round finish or decision. But I'm gonna go with Pitbull here, underdog shot. We'll see what happens. But like, I'm gonna go Pitbull here. Pitbull by decision or 3rd round finish. Next fight on the card, we got Joan Silva taking on Bryce Mitchell. Let me see if I gotta pull up my notes in this one. This is a good matchup, and I can't wait for this one, honestly. Now, another striker versus a grappler matchup here. Bryce is one of the better grapplers at 145 pounds. Bryce can strike also, but doesn't carry a lot of power. I mean, doesn't really knock people out. The only time I've seen him knock anyone down, it was over Barboza when he hadn't worried about the takedowns. He landed that overhand right, dropped him. But historically, Bryce wants to go out there and like take you down over and over, grapple you, look for submissions, and outwork you, right? He's got really good cardio. The only time I've seen his cardio kind of fade, it was over Topuria, right? The former 145-pound champion. So like that's the only time I've seen his cardio fade. And he said he was sick for that fight, so I kind of believe him. Maybe he really was sick for that fight. But like Bryce Mitchell's way to win this fight is gonna be takedowns, and strike, takedowns. If he can't do that, man, like he's gonna be in big fucking trouble. Cause John Silva hits hard. He's fought at 155 pounds. The guy has a tough time making 145 pounds. Sometimes he missed weight for that Charles Jourdain fight, I think. He was the first one knocked out Charles Jourdain, by the way. Charles Jourdain had never been knocked out at that point, up to that point, and he knocked him out with a nasty uppercut. So like this, if Bryce Mitchell can't take him down, hold him down, I think he's gonna be in huge fucking trouble. So I'm gonna go John Silva here. I'm not fading the Fighting Nerds team. They haven't shown me any reason to fade him yet. Him and Rufi, these guys are going out there knocking people out stiff. And I think the way Mitchell strikes, he's still training out of that farm that he trains out of, which is why like I hope he moves to a better team. Like he's probably gonna keep training at that farm. Bryce Mitchell can definitely win this fight if he can avoid that knockout punch, but can he avoid that knockout punch for 15 minutes? Maybe. So like I am gonna pick John Silva here, man. But the value betting wise, I mean, like if you're gonna bet this fight, I think there is value in Bryce Mitchell, honestly. Yeah, plus 300 almost. Like he's 8-2 in the UFC. He's only lost to Josh Emmett, only lost to Topuria. And he actually took down Poirier in that fight in the first round. If you guys don't remember, so the guy, I do think he's gonna get some takedowns here. Like whether he can control Jones Silva for all 3 rounds, we'll see. But if he can, he's probably getting knocked out. Bryce Mitchell coming in at plus 275. I think there's value in Bryce Mitchell, man, plus 275. So like if you're betting this one, probably take a shot on Bryce Mitchell by decision, by submission. But like I'm gonna go with John Silva by KO as a pick. Next fight on the card, we got Michael Chandler taking on Paddy Pimblett. This is 5 rounds, by the way, guys. If you guys didn't know, I keep having to pull up my notes over and over. Okay, so this is this co-main event is for 5 rounds. Paddy Pimblett, I think it's been 5 rounds twice before he got to the UFC level. To the UFC. He's been 5 rounds, so he's gone 5 rounds. He's gone the distance before. But this is gonna be Paddy Pimblett's toughest matchup by far. Chandler has a lot of power. He's not an easy guy to deal with, man. He's tough. He's gritty. Chandler is not the most technical striker, but he does throw to kill each and every time. Like he throws everything into those overhand rights, those left hooks, those jab to the body and overhand right. The way he level changes with that left hook, it's nasty. That's the way he knocked out Dan Hooker, because he didn't see that level change coming. Then hit him with the left hook, similar to Kai France knocking out Steve Erosa. So like this one, like I feel like the way Chandler swings, man, like Pimblett's gonna have some opportunities to like capitalize on one of Chandler's overhand rights. If Chandler misses, Pimblett's probably gonna take his back and control and maybe look for submissions. Now Chandler is not an easy guy to submit, right? We've seen Oliver go out there and like take his back a few times. I think he had his back for like maybe like 20 minutes overall, like 25 minutes. Like I think they fought each other twice. Oliver had his back in the first, second round. I think it was the first round. Yeah, he had his back in the first round. Couldn't find a submission. Then he had his back almost every single round up until that 5th round. In the second match, in the rematch, and he couldn't find a submission because Chandler, like one thing he does really well is fight hands. He does that really well. Now, like I'm not the biggest fan of Chandler, man. Like I like his fighting style. Obviously, he's an entertainer, so you can obviously we all like Chandler though because he goes out there and throws down. He doesn't care about striking defense at all. But he is one of the dirtiest fighters in the UFC. Like he was hitting Charles Oliver at the back of the head over and over and over. Then he was grabbing the gloves against Poirier. But the guy's out there it's pretty much in every fight. Until he gasses. He's out there beating up on Poirier before he gasses. Then he gets subbed in the 3rd round by Poirier, who has decent jiu-jitsu, but do I think his jiu-jitsu is as good as Paddy Pimblett? Probably not. I actually do think Paddy Pimblett has better jiu-jitsu than Poirier overall. Now this is gonna be a fun fight, man, because both these guys are bonus machines. Chandler has 3 fight of the nights and 2 performances of the nights and 6 UFC fights. That's insane. And Paddy, on the other hand, has 4 performances of the nights and 6 UFC fights. So both these guys bring it, and this co-main event's gonna deliver. And I don't think this one's gonna see the scorecards at all. Now Paddy Pimblett has shown that he's tough, man. He can take a shot. We've seen him rock before, and the guy has a chin on him. But does he really want to test that chin against Michael Chandler? I'm not too sure, man. I've been picking Paddy Pimblett. I picked Paddy Pimblett over Bobby Green, picked him over pretty much everyone in the UFC. And I picked Michael Chandler over Dan Hooker. I think I picked Tony Ferguson over Michael Chandler. Tony Ferguson had a good first round in that fight. He dropped Michael Chandler early in the first round. And either way, either Chandler is gonna knock him out with a big power shot, but landing a big bomb on Paddy Pimblett, or Paddy Pimblett's gonna go out there and take it back, submit him, or maybe catch him in a triangle or something like that. I'm gonna go with Paddy Pimblett here, man. Michael Chandler, he can definitely win this fight. I might look stupid after this fight's over with if he knocks out Paddy Pimblett, because Paddy Pimblett has no striking defense. He just keeps that chin right up in there, and his hands are kind of low. So that's not really the best sign. If he wants to win this fight, he's gonna have to keep those hands up and then those leg kicks, stay at range, stay safe, and capitalize when when Chandler overextends on one of those overhand rights, and if he misses, and he can probably take his back and control him and maybe look for submissions. I'm gonna go with Paddy Pimblett by submission. Pimblett right now minus 160. He opened up at minus plus 120. Give me Paddy Pimblett to win. I can't wait for this fight. It's gonna be crazy. Next fight on the card, we got Volkanovski taking on Diego Lopes. Remember, if you guys like the video, subscribe. I'm gonna be live later for making this video on Saturday morning. So if you guys appreciate the grind, or if you guys like the video, give me help your boy out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you guys want to see my official bets, they're all free in the link down below in the description. There should be a link there you can check out. There's no paywall there. You're gonna have to pay any money for that. So also subscribe, by the way. So let's talk about this main event, boys. We got Diego Lopes taking on Alexander Volkanovski, the former #1 pound for pound fighter. Volkanovski, he's lost a few fights now. He's been getting knocked out. I mean, got knocked out by Makhachev in the rematch. He took that fight on short notice, by the way. Pretty brutal knockout. I mean, by Makhachev. He landed that crazy high kick, right? Then he got knocked out by Dumas. I mean, no shame in those knockouts, obviously. Like, those guys are, like, elite. Now he's taking on Diego Lopes. I'm a huge Diego Lopes fan, so I'm probably going to be a bit biased in this one. But, like, I think Diego Lopes is catching Volkanovski at the right time now. Now, Volkanovski is probably the better, like, more skilled striker. Like, he's definitely got the better, like, striking overall. Like, I don't know if he's as I don't think he's as dangerous as Diego Lopes. Like, he's a good counter striker. I mean, Volkanovski lands more volume. I mean, has better stats overall. Like, better takedown defense. He's got a lot going for Volkanovski here. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of 5-round experience. Lopes hasn't really. I think this is his first 5-round matchup, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. But Diego Lopes hits extremely hard, man. The guy's committed. He's training hard, and he hasn't seen his family. He said he's not gonna see his family until he becomes a champion. So the guy is out there training every day, all day long, every night. Volkanovski, on the other hand, he's already done it all, man. He's already been the champion for a long time. One of the best featherweights to ever do it in the UFC. I mean, across any organization overall. I mean, so this is Diego Lopes. He's underdog, and I think Diego Lopes should be underdog. And I did bet him as a plus 124 underdog. I'm picking Diego Lopes, boy. I'm picking Diego Lopes. But I am kind of nervous for Diego Lopes because if he doesn't finish him early, I think Volkanovski, with the experience that he has, with the wrestling that he has, he can probably wear him down later. But I think Diego's gonna have moments early, but or he can capitalize or not. We'll see. I'm picking Diego Lopes by KO in the first rounds. I think he's gonna have a hard time submitting Volkanovski unless he like hurts Volkanovski and Volkanovski shoots a takedown, then he pulls a guilty. Maybe he can put him to sleep, but that's gonna be tough, man, because Volkanovski is not one of these guys that's gonna tap out. I mean, we've seen that against Ortega. This guy is just extremely tough. So I think Lopes is gonna have to knock him out early. So I'm gonna go Lopes by KO in this one, and we'll see what happens. So my main win pick is Lopes by KO, Pimblett by submission, John Silva by KO, Pitbull by KO or decision, Nikita Krylov by submission or decision. I'm picking Sean Woodson by decision, Jandiroba by submission, Chase Hooper by submission or decision, Erosa by submission, Mikhail by KO, Sumudaerji, picking Tulio, and I'm picking Cowan. Let me know what you guys think, man, about these predictions. If you guys agree, disagree with my prediction. I know we're gonna have a lot of people not agreeing with my predictions, and it is what it is. You know, it's the fight game. These are the people who I think are gonna win. Yeah, am I right every time? No, I'm not right every time. I mean, well, we'll see what happens. I'm done with this breakdown now. It's been over almost 1 hour at this point. And I appreciate you guys watching as always, man. Make sure you guys hit the like on your way out. Also leave hit the sub button, I mean. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the breakdown. And I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Take it easy. Have a good week and stay healthy out there. Stay safe out there. And best of luck on all your bets on this card.